Hi, I'm Vernon Johnson with CLTEL, and I'm with Blaine Archer. He's our Network Operations Center Supervisor, and he led an important project for CLTEL this evening. Hey, Blaine, how's it going?
I'm doing great, Vernon. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I heard you and the team reference this project as a wall of circuits. What is it? Can you explain that?
Well, just in your mind, it's just a visual representation of a row of racks that has multiple pieces of equipment in it and all the wiring that supports that equipment. And it's just kind of an imposing thing that's in front of you.
So we'll get to that in a minute, but can you talk to me? It sounds like it was a very intense evening, but what kind of prep work was done in preparation for that night?
So for probably 2 to 3 months, I was relocating equipment out of the destination room. It was older equipment and a lot of it unused and a lot of unused wiring. So we had spent 2 to 3 months relocating it and removing it and just getting ready.
So can you give me a picture of what it was like that night?
So we came in at midnight, started our maintenance then. We finished at 6:30. We had 7 technicians working. Right at midnight, we started powering down old circuit shelves and unplugging them, relocating them and the wiring that supports them into the new room and the new racks that we had installed. We started running jumpers. We started powering up that equipment, and we kind of divided up into a few different teams that were responsible for different things in the process.
So oversimplifying this, what you're saying is you broke stuff down, moved it to a new location, tested it, turned it back on, tested it to make sure everything was working?
Correct. We had to make sure all the circuits had came back up, and we just checked for communications on all of them.
So from our perspective, CLTEL, what's the benefit to us for doing this endeavor?
What we needed to do this for was create floor space for some new services or equipment that we had coming in.
New services and equipment, or maybe some space for
offices?
Offices.
Yes.
Such as your own, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And then for our customers, is there any benefit whatsoever for us doing this?
So we do this kind of work in the middle of the night to avoid outages for customers. The types of services that were affected that night was emergency calling. So for emergency calling, I did reroute that down different trunks so people could still make their 911 calls.
And for us, this is standard operating procedure for us to do this after hours, so it has minimal impact to the business?
Yes. If we had done this through the day, business would have been out of service for incoming and outgoing calls for most of that time period.
How was work the next day for people? Did folks come back in? I mean, I don't understand. Employees worked that full day, came back in at 11:30. Talk to me about that real quick.
Yes, so we did this work Monday night. We all worked the full day Monday. Left at 5, came back in at 11:30 to be prepped for the midnight maintenance to start, and then most of us worked till at least 3:30, and then people started staggering out, and 3 of us worked till 6:30, and then the next morning we started staggering back in probably from 10 o'clock until 12:30.
Cool. And did folks volunteer for this, or were they just selected based off,
All available techs that could make it were invited to show up, and they all came in.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, Blaine, appreciate you coming in and talking about that. Is everyone well rested now?
It's been a week, so hopefully they're caught back up.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, thanks for listening, everyone. And until next time, stay connected.